Torsional vibrations is nothing but the measure and analysis of the speed and the analysis of its variations through statistical and mathematical computation to derive component-specific and overall health indicators. What do I need? I need two sensors. One is to measure, one is an MPU that actually measures the speed on the flywheel. And I need another sensor anywhere on the engine which could reference my top dead sensor on one cylinder. That is because I need to actually pinpoint where exactly is my problem. So once again, retrofitting, simple, easy, one sensor, one TDC sensor, and this is what the theory is. So if I take any two-stroke engine or any four-stroke engine, if I know the number of cylinders, if I know the RPM, and if I know its firing order, I can create a theoretical sine wave which would be practically the same for any engine. So we know that the RPM is almost a sine wave. So whenever a cylinder fires, there's an instantaneous increase in RPM. When the speed, when it goes into compression mode, the speed drops. So it gives you the overall mechanical health of the engine. So if you were a fleet manager, the overall mechanical health and operating condition are the only two parameters that you need to know on your mobile. If these two are within normal limits, you needn't look at the rest of them. But going further, it can tell you what the mechanical stresses are. It could tell you the condition of the mounts. And this has nothing to do with the condition of your moving components within the engine. It could be external factors that are affecting your foundation bolts. This could be thrust from your propeller, thrust from your alternator. It could be a loose or bad foundation, etc. It also gives you a torsional angle or a twist, which is the difference in the power between the left bank and the right bank in V engines. Further, these two sensors can also give you the power output, very useful when you're talking of propulsion engines. Once again, just two sensors, easy to retrofit. And what are the cylinder-specific indicators? So currently, the system can give you about 4 different indicators. Cylinder-wise, it could give you the compression on a scale of 0 to 100. It could tell you the injection timing, again on a scale of 0 to 100. Injection condition, again on a scale of 0 to 100. And bearing and friction, again on a scale of 0 to 100. So this is the detailed information that is possible to get here. Now, for a moment, let's stop and look at compression. So essentially, we are following trends. If you see that the compression on, say, cylinder 4 is constant over a period of time, really there is no need to even open that injector. But if you see that there is a drop in the compression levels of that cylinder over a period of time, you may judge that, okay, it is coming to the end of its sequence lifespan, and therefore it could be an issue about weak piston rings or valves, etc. You may only want to do that particular unit and leave the rest behind. And so I said in the beginning that we would like to move away from top overall, major overall. I think using these indicators and the ones that I showed earlier on mechanical health, operating condition is nothing but the fuel efficiency of the equipment. It should be possible to start working on specific cylinders rather than opening the engine all at once.